Yep. This is the face of a girl who just had her GoPro stolen. India was the country I was most excited to go to on my trip, and it was a country that I had actually already had tried to go to on my trip. Remember this?
So I'm supposed to be leaving for India, like, really soon, and all of a sudden I realized that you have to have a visa. So I was like, shit! We're walking distance to the embassy. I'm gonna go start this process, but yeah, even when you don't plan or know what the hell's going on, things still tend to work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. I actually spent all day at the Indian embassy just to find out it was going to take 3 weeks to get my visa, so I booked the first flight I could to a city that was cheaper than Europe, but also didn't require a visa, which ended up being this.
Where am I going? Oh, Bangkok, Thailand. Yeah, not India.
And that's how I ended up in Southeast Asia for 8 months. Of course, I ended up falling in love with Southeast Asia, but after 8 months, it was finally time to go. I needed to give India another shot. India was the country I was most excited about for my entire trip. It's one of the main motivators I even started the trip to begin with. I went down to the Thai islands, but my passport stayed up north in Bangkok, finally getting an Indian visa. I got it. It's happening. India, here I come. So I booked a cheap flight from Bangkok to Calcutta, having no idea what to expect. Because although I had been anticipating and looking forward to going to India, I had done absolutely no research because I like to just fly by the seat of my pants. Turns out India is a very hard country to do that in, especially when you land at 4 a.m. So luckily I met some girls right off the plane, and after the 10th hotel with no vacancy at 4 in the morning, we ended up finding a little guest house we could spend the night in. This was a whole different playing field from Southeast Asia. It was so much harder to get around. There were so many more variables that I wasn't expecting, and after 3 days in India, my GoPro got stolen. Yep. Here's what happened. I went from Calcutta to this little city called Puri, which is on the coastal town in India, and they were having a religious festival. It was night, there were thousands of people there, and I was one of the only Westerners in sight. So I was using my little GoPro and taking footage, and then when I was done, I wrapped it up in a bandana and I put it in my purse, which I've done a million times before. I walked over to a vendor and I went and I got this fried dough, which is so amazing. If you ever find yourself in India, get every kind of fried dough they have because it's so bomb. And I was eating it, and I had one hand holding the container of fried dough, and one was putting the fried dough into my mouth because that's how humans eat. Rookie mistake. So the next thing I know, I'm eating and I start getting jostled around, and that's not something that's ridiculously out of the ordinary in a sea of thousands of people, but it's never a very good sign. After I stop getting pushed around, it suddenly goes off. I probably just got pickpocketed. I immediately reach down, and sure enough, the button to my purse is broken. The zipper that zips my purse up is broken, and my GoPro is gone. I was shocked and even moderately impressed, and then I realized what was next to my GoPro in my purse. I had put a Ziploc bag, and in it was my 2 credit cards, my only debit card, a $100 bill, my backup memory card, my passport, my driver's license, and my cell phone that hadn't been backed up the entire trip, which meant I would have lost every single photo from Alaska up until now in one fell swoop. Once I realized that she didn't get that, and instead she got my GoPro, which I had cleared out the memory card as soon as I landed in India, so it was only 3 days of footage. I could not, I have goosebumps. I was elated, I was lightheaded, I was so lucky. And I went and I filed a police report, and I have no idea why I did that because I don't even have insurance, but I went there and I told him, and when I was trying to tell the officer what happened, I feel like he probably thought I was lying because the entire time I couldn't stop laughing. The one thing she took was my GoPro. I mean, granted, yeah, it sucks losing a GoPro. It was like a sacrificial lamb to the pickpocketing gods. Luckily, I had this piece of archaic photography equipment hidden at the bottom of my bag. If you don't know what that is an HD flip cam, and I still have it somewhere, although I have no idea where it is. I just got up and looked for it and I cannot find it anywhere, but that's a picture of it. So that mixed with my iPhone are the storytelling device capture things that I have for the next few videos. So after Puri, I went GoPro-less down to the Hugging Mothers ashram, and then from there into the backwaters of Kerala. Kerala is at the very southern tip of India, and its backwaters are the lifeblood of the region. The water is brackish, a mix of salty and fresh, which gives way to a tropical and swampy ecosystem, beautiful to look at, buggy to experience. But I'm not complaining because look around. It looked like a different world. We cruised from the higher part of the waters all the way down to the dock in Kerala. It took all day, like literally all day. I met the boat at sunrise and we were cruising well beyond sunset, but this was the view. Maybe it's a good thing I was forced to swap out my GoPro for this little HD cam. Coming up next is Hampi and Holi in India. Subscribe now for new videos every week, and thanks for watching. Also stay tuned for some quick travel thoughts at the end. Quick side note about having all of your stuff together. I wouldn't normally recommend you have your passport, all of your credit cards, your iPhone, blah, 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 all of these things together in a Ziploc bag with you. I do carry my stuff with me usually because I'm a pretty observant traveler most of the time. I mean, I had been a lot of places before this happened and it was all good. But the reason I especially had it with me at this time is that I was staying at a really sketchy guest house and I didn't want to leave anything of value there, and I was already leaving my laptop, which I was not happy about. So I exceptionally had everything important on me this time. And I don't know, it depends on where you're staying. If you're staying at a place that has a safe and you feel comfortable, then lock your stuff up. But if you're staying at guest houses and hostels and people's homes the way that I was, and you are really going off the kindness and trust of strangers, which I totally recommend, most people are actually amazing, I do recommend, if you get that gut feeling that maybe I should carry my stuff with me, maybe I should leave my stuff at this open house or anything, then take it with you, which is why I had it all with me. And then of course to be pickpocketed that day was just the craziest whole shenanigans of it all. But yeah, so it's not that I always have everything on me like that, but it's definitely not that I don't always. Like basically anytime I feel like I should have it on me because I shouldn't leave it where I'm staying, I bring it with me, and that was the case this time. So it's your judgment call for you. I wouldn't say always have all your stuff, because what happens if it gets pickpocketed? At the same point, sometimes it's not okay to leave it at the guest house or the hostel that you're at. So play it by ear, make it up. You do you, boo. You do you.